Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In 1942, in the cold desert of a small border town in Texas, a group of Cain are kidnapped and mass embraced by members of the fanatical sect, the Sabbat. Out of this group, only a handful survived, and through rituals and mentorship they became the pack known as the Pale Riders. Representing the sword of Cain, they are wielded by a mentor to cut deep wounds within the heartland of Mexico to the enemies of the Sabbat. Juarez on Fire is a Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat chronicle that follows the Pale Riders pack that consists of Mitch, a Lazombra played by Adam, Coyote, a Ravenous anti-tribute played by Alex, Eldrick, a Caitiff played by David, Jasper, a Bruja anti-tribute played by Joaquin, Cora, a Shimizi played by Slavic, and Richard, a Ventrue anti-tribute played by Tillman. If you'd like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or on Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy. You guys like to pull the vehicles around. You're out of the vehicles, and now you got Coyote and his bride that's in the back of this truck, dairy van, and you see the door pop open, and you see like a large hand like come out on the side, and you kind of see the weight of the truck of the poor suspension shake as like Coyote like starts to come out. And you see like his dynamic, you know what I mean? Like the horns that are like coming out first seem to like pierce into the reality that you guys are in, rather than the seclusion that he just came from. And you see slowly like this lumbering form comes out, and he like just jumps off from the tailgate, and he turns it around, and his big hand he offers. You see like the smaller elderly hand that doesn't match the facade that is the vicissitude of her face, go into his large paw as he like gently brings her down, and she's dressed in like and one of those nun's robes, like from the two dead bodies that have been back there with them in the milk van. And you guys can kind of smell the decay a little bit. That's like, you know, coming from back there. They haven't decayed that much. It's only been a couple hours, but you know what I mean. Like the smell of death is in there. And when you guys come out, or when those two come out into the dirt, because behind this shack there's like weeds, and there's like, you know what I mean, a little shed, and the guy's already like left the tarps for you guys to cover, you know what I mean. We'll say he went back inside and see you guys, and you kind of like see a second where the bride sees Cora, and she like kind of like tries to make her way towards Cora, but then you see like this tense like his hand like tighten a little bit and like tug her closer to him. And it's this odd sense for a second. Like you definitely can kind of, it's almost like seeing a couple almost get in an argument. You know what I mean? Like in public. And it's, and then you see Coyote's smile get bigger, and as he puts one of his large arms around her, this poor soul that now is dressed up like a nun. So scenes on you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're going to need to cover him up somehow, at least till we get him into the boat.
The boat? We're taking a boat?
Yeah, it's going to make the trip a lot quicker. Save us some time.
We could use some more time alone. And he like kind of like pulls her closer into him.
That I do not doubt. However,
like,
we have a brother to rescue and some traitorous fucks to murder. So the quicker we can do that, the better.
I like that. All three of my favorite things. My wife, fighting traitorous fucks, and murder.
I don't doubt. So, how are we going to get you on that boat? I guess we could just throw a blanket at you, or we could just, I guess, carry you.
Give me a blanket. Give me a blanket. I got a blanket.
Just tell folks that he's got some sort of medical deformity.
He's the elephant man.
I don't think folks like this would stand what that is.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll make it work. You distract him.
I'll just tell them he weren't born right. They can figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that, boss. And you see he takes like this blanket out from behind him, and you hear like when he pulls the blanket, you can hear like something like roll off it, which you assume is one of the bodies back there. And he closes the door and he like puts the blanket over him, and as you guys start walking towards the pier, he like motions to you real quick, and he's like, what's the term he uses for you? The grandma, what's the term?
Abuela.
Abuela, can you make it to where she stops crying? She won't stop crying sometimes. It hurts me when she cries.
Well, I suppose I could remove her tear ducts. That wouldn't be too difficult.
Thank you. I feel like I don't deserve such nice things from you, Abuela, but you do all the time nice things for me.
Well,
I'll
you're
make you
such
proud
a
one.
nice man, Coyote.
Thank you, Abuela. Thank you. And I don't know, maybe we could have grandchildren for you one day. And he kind of laughs a little bit as he like falls a little bit behind. So you guys eventually make it to this boat, and you can see that the figures are on there. You can feel like sunrise is probably going to come like in about 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
I
You guys,
just want to say, what are we going to do with the dead bodies in the truck? Are we just going to leave them there, or should we just like dig like a pit somewhere and just toss them in?
I think if anyone opens them, they'll have a surprise. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's your guys' call.
Can we lock the doors to the dairy truck?
Yeah, we can say there's a lock back there. No harm, no foul. Yeah, we can say it's just locked. You know what I mean? You guys got the keys, so.
Yeah, we'll lock everything up and we'll take the keys with us.
Sounds good. All right, so you guys I already described how, the walk to the pier and everything like that. You know what I mean? I won't, explain it, but I will just say that, Tim, Richard, that you probably or feel this sense of like seeing the ocean for the first time. You know what I mean? As you're coming upon there. Maybe that might even be like kind of a spiritual thing for you, is like you're experiencing all this new stuff when it comes to the pack. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing the ocean now, like you're seeing the world, you know what I mean? Like, and this is just like the beginning of your existence. You know what I mean? And it's like you're constantly being, exposed to these new things, you know what I mean? And who knows what the future may even hold for you. So you guys get on the boats, and the guy's like he looks at you guys like, I can show you where you'll be staying. And you see for a second he looks at he sees like the figure with the blanket, he looks quizzically, then he sees the nun, and he's like, oh, you didn't tell me you had a holy sister here. And he kind of like does the, you know what I mean, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, you know what I mean? And you see the son does that too. And he's like, and he kind of looks again at the giant, you know, with the blanket over him, and he's like, and he looks at Jasper for a second, then he looks at, like, you can kind of see he's like getting like sizing you all up, and like he's definitely not like comfortable, but maybe the thought of like 200 pesos, which is a lot of fucking money, you know what I'm saying? Especially in a season of fishing that has not been good to him and his family. And he's like, but I can show you where you guys know, you don't have any luggage? And he's like looking around for luggage and stuff like that.
Mitchell look at him. No, we travel light.
He's like, well,
I
here's
think
where
Richard would have brought his sack.
Oh, yeah,
with,
the
crowbar and whatnot.
Yeah, and a
That's
couple
about
bottles
it.
of moonshine, whatever. Yeah. We'll just say you guys brought sacks with shit that was important. You know what I mean? So that's good.
Yeah.
So he like kind of takes you to where like the front of the boat, where it looks like, because like, you know, in the back there's like the engine part, but the front there's like a like, you know, the boat's flat, and there's like a part where, you know, you can sit in, and it has like the wheel that can be steered, and like, you know what I mean, the rust and everything like that. And right next to the door that leads into that, there's another door, and he opens it up, and there's some steps that go down. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of dark, and he's like, we have lamps down there. You know, and everyone's probably familiar with, you know what I mean, having lighting lamps, you know what I mean, and stuff like that along the wall. And he kind of like lights one and kind of like turns it up a little bit, and you can see like it illuminates just like these steps, these rickety wooden steps. There's about 12 of them. And then he walks ahead of you guys, and he makes a left. It's really like, the hallway is really like cramped. I mean, literally, like you couldn't even go like this if you want to, you know what I mean? And then there's like one door on the left, and he opens the door, and you guys look, and it's literally like a 10 by 10, you know, room that has like 3 bunks, like 1 bunk, 2 bunk, 3 bunks, you know what I mean? That's like built into the wall, literally, where there's enough space to like, there's like this, like maybe 2 feet wide, and they have like a very thin, like 2-inch thin, like quote unquote mattress, you know what I mean, that's on there. And then he opens and he shows you like 2 other doors. So there's total of 3 doors, similar rooms, you know what I mean? And that it's pretty easy to go and sleep when you're not working, you know what I'm saying? And that's about it. So he's like, and he see for a second, he actually probably takes you down first, Mitch, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't want like 7 people to like follow him down, you know what I mean? And then, but he like shows you each room. He's like, is this good for you?
This'll do just fine.
All right. And he's like, so we're about to start. You guys can hang out today up on deck if you want to. You can hang it. You can come down here and if you want to. It doesn't matter, but we're going to start going soon.
I think that's a good plan. Let us get ourselves settled before we ship out.
Yeah. Just let me know when you're good, okay? Yeah, I'll be upstairs. You just come up and you tell me when you're good, sir. And he like walks off and he leaves you guys to yourself, glancing at the figure with the blanket. You know what I mean? Over him a little bit, like kind of like huddled over, you know?
Thank you kindly.
Scenes on you guys.
Mitch will give everything a close look. Make sure that if it isn't already light-proof, that it can be made light-proof somehow.
It's pretty much light-proof, yeah. There's no like windows or anything like that, and there's just completely, you know what I mean? It's not a touristy one that has a little circle window where you can look out, nothing like that, you know?
Okay, good. All right. Let's get everyone in here and get ourselves all organized.
All right. So, how you guys are going to break down the rooms? You see Coyote goes in one of the rooms with his bride and just closes the door. And he's like, I take a boss. You're going to tell them to leave us alone.
That's already been agreed upon.
All right. And you hear the door close behind him. When it comes to the rest of you, are you guys going to? Well, actually, do you want everyone to stay in the same room? What do you want, Mitch? You're the pack leader. I'm all assuming that like everyone's going to claim their own room. It's your call.
Let's split up between rooms. We don't want to be a little too conspicuous.
Okay. So it's, those two took one room. How are you guys going to split between the 2 other rooms?
I mean, Mitch, we are husband and wife, right?
That is true.
There you go, right? All right. So
That's new to me.
Jasper and Richard are going to stay in one room, and you 2 are going to stay in the other. So,
and the driver, the old man driver, was going to have to.
Oh yeah, he's with you guys too. Yeah, so he's going to stay with you guys too. And that guy, he's actually, and not to like forget about him, but he's very like, he's one. It's like almost like he's like under the influence of some kind of opiate. You know what I mean? Like someone says something, and there's a second where he's like, oh, you know what I mean? And where he responds, there's like a delayed reaction almost of a couple seconds. So you guys are definitely the you're an odd family right now, you know, as he gets in the room with, you and Richard there, Jasper. So, okay, Mitch, are you going to go up and, pretty much tell the dude you're good to go or?
Yeah, I'll go up there, tell him we're good to go. And while I'm
right.
up there, I'll take a look around the boat, make sure I get a good sense of the layout.
Yeah, we'll say that. You'll say you're pretty familiar with the layout, just walking around. And as you're walking around, you kind of see that old man who's kind of sitting on the bench with his cane, and he's kind of like, you know, just kind of looking off into the ocean and everything too as you walk by. As the father, aka like the son of the old man, is like who you don't quite know about quite yet, is like showing you around. So you go back down below as you guys are about to like go into unconsciousness. You hear like the motor, like, you know what I mean? Like be powered on, and then you're out. Boom, you're out. You guys all wake up below a blood pool point. Everyone, tell me what their blood pool is currently at right now.
10.
6.
10. All right. What about you, Jasper? 6. Richard, all right.
3.
Whoa. Whoa. Frenzy and Bruja on a boat for the win. All right. And you, Mitch?
19. After that,
Jeez. All right. Yeah. I forgot about that. So, Richard, of course, we all know by now, Richard, you're the first one to wake up. Richard, you're snapped back into reality. Your eyes open and you're on one of the bunks, I take it. Or was that, how did you sleep in the room? Is that where you slept on one of the bunks or?
Yeah, I think so, but I probably sat upright so I don't roll out over the day.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah. That's a smart move. Yeah. You try to try to. It's only like a 2-foot width. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you said that. Well, then I rolled up, like not lying down straight, but
like a fetal position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you wake up from there. what you gonna do? Is there anything you're gonna do? You feel, by the way, you hear the hum of the engine, and you kind of feel like the boat like rock a little bit. You know what I mean? As you're on there, this is your first time you've been on a boat, by the way, so it's kind of an odd feeling. You know, not that vampires can't get seasick or anything like that, so don't worry about that. But you're kind of sitting there, and you see a figure sitting in the corner, and you see it's that driver guy, that old, you know what I mean? The old guy from Cedar Creek, who's kind of just like awake, but he's just like kind of like has his head against the wall, and he's staring blankly at nothing, you know what I mean? Almost like he's looking at the deep crevices of the wood. Yeah.
You're right.
You see slowly for a second, he like closes his eyes and he opens them and he turns and he looks at you. And he just like looks back to what he was doing at the wall.
Okay.
Are you gonna stay in the room till everyone wakes up pretty much, or are you gonna leave the room, or?
No, I think I'm gonna leave the room and try to sneakily check out the ship. It's still moving. I can feel it's.
Yeah, you can feel it moving.
Okay.
So you get out the open the door and you come to that like enclosed hallway. You know what I mean? Where you make a right, and you see that you make a right to go down the hallway, and then you kind of see there's steps that go up at the end on the right. You know, and you walk up the steps and you kind of like open the door. As you open the door and you step out, you see like the ocean, like you see like there's like about 4 feet of the boat and there's a rail and you just see like water. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh wow. You know, like you're kind of taken aback for a second, and then you're like, you kind of realize like off in the distance you can kind of see land maybe. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and you smell the salt, like a really heavy salt smell in the air, you know, and you feel like through the little hair that you have, you feel the wind kind of like comb through it for a second, and you hear this of the engine, and you can see a source of light come out of like the cabin, the little cabin where someone can stand and like, you know, steer the boat, and you see that there's some lanterns that have been lit along like the side of the boat to illuminate a little bit, you know what I mean? And you can kind of see you hear the ripples a little bit of like what could have been sails, because they have sails if for some reason they need it, you know what I mean? And they're rolled up, but you could kind of hear like the wind get in them a little bit, you know. What you gonna do from here?
I think I'm just gonna stare into the endlessness of the ocean.
How does it make you feel when you see that?
It's probably really surreal, like being out there on the ocean for the first time, the land so far away.
Nice. So you're just gonna kind of like stand on the rail and just kind of like spend your time looking out there until the others awaken?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I like that. Like he's just kind of taken aback. At first he's like, I want to explore, and then he's like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy, you know? I think the next highest, what do you have, Jasper, when it comes to humanity? 4. And what do you have, Cora?
I have 3.
All right. So Jasper, you awaken, you see that it's just you and the driver that's sitting there. You're kind of starting to feel a little itchy.
Like
Starting to feel, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I should have. I've been so preoccupied in taking care of the others, I forgot to mind my own health. Sloppy of me. I need others around. It looks eyes the old man. It's like I need to feed, but I can't. I don't want to risk doing it at this stage of our journey. He'll look around and see like, okay, I really need someone to watch me, and if need be, restrain me when I feed.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Are you gonna stay below deck, or are you going to go above deck, or what are you gonna do?
I think I'll go above deck so I can see so that when more people row, I'll be able to either go up or stay down. So I know I'll give it long enough that I'll get them eventually.
So you slowly make your way up, and you see Richard. It's just kind of like you can open the door and you see his back, and he's like has his hand on the rails, and you see he's just like kind of staring out into the ocean at the moment, like he's like transfixed on it, like he's just kind of lost in it at the moment.
I forget. It is easy to forget that I grew up around the ocean in the Northeast. Like it would be like at most like an hour's drive away from my home when I lived up there. So I forget how exotic it is to some people.
The land, it's so far gone.
Oh yes, the ocean is, according to our map makers, there's more water, there's more ocean than there is Earth.
Yeah, I believe that. It looks like it doesn't want to end. I'm happy I don't get seasick anymore.
There are many benefits.
Would
and
you
I-
say, go just quickly, I didn't mean to interrupt. Would you say that Jasper seems on edge while he's talking, or does he seem normal?
Probably a little bit like there's just a bit of like a strain in him, just to not make sure he doesn't just attack one of the living people on the boat.
Would you think that? Do you think that Richard would be able to sense that in him right now?
I think like he'll notice that there's definitely a bit of a strain to it, that he's like trying to keep his mind off it.
All right, so you can sense that, Richard, just so you know.
You're right there, buddy.
It has been a while since I fed, and the wounds I received during a conflict made drain me quite a bit, and I have yet to replenish myself completely.
I see. Do you think you can hold off until we make our first stop?
I feel like it would be best if I had a small morsel to sustain me until then, and I don't want to risk it without having someone that'd help nearby to restrain me should I lose myself.
Plus, you have that. That's true. He's like, well, I am a venture. But real quick before you save that thought, Richard, because the derangement you have, right? Does that make it to where every time you got to feed like that, or because that's what you remember?
Oh yeah, because I think I have to I prefer.
Because if you don't feed like that,
I prefer to feed.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I realize I can't, but it won't be as satisfying. It'll be like
all right, let me look here. I just want to see. Dang it! I wish I had, of course, I
think if you want to do it mechanically, you could do a roll. Whether you are torn up mentally about it. Like,
just for each 3 blood points taken, gain 2 blood points into your pool, just to simplify it.
There's something here. I just wanted to find it real quick. What was the name of it that we chose? Was it
obsessive compulsive? I think.
Yeah, so
it was obsessive compulsive. Yeah.
Have his victims tied up in intricate.
You can negate it by negate it by spending a willpower point. So if you really have to overcome it, you can spend a willpower point. So that's good. Okay, because I was like, I remember there's some way to get around it. You know what I mean? So that's what it said for obsessive compulsive there. So there's always that option there too. So go ahead with what you're going to say, Richard. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
We need our boat driver. So you can't have him. Let's say that.
I was agreeing. We need to make sure that some of our less restrained brothers and sisters don't partake and don't feed from the wrong source.
Same rule for them.
And I'm somewhat nervous that I might forget myself if we wait too long. I might make the mistake of going after Coyote's new bride, and that would just lead to so much unneeded tension.
Indeed.
Travel, I foresee, will be a great annoyance to me for years to come. I just know it.
The way he says this is just like, it's such a pain in the ass. Being a vampire, oh my god. No,
you don't have to bring them up before you drain them dry. It's just inconvenient, Why can't we just stay in one place and I can kill people however I want there?
I have a feeling there's gonna be this serial killer that just is never caught. Like they're gonna call him the hillside dangler or something instead of strangler. Like who knows? Okay. While you guys are having this talk, Cora, you wake up. Mitch is still out. You know what I mean? Cold as you're in a similar cabin. What are you gonna do at this moment?
Well, I suppose I'll have to check on everybody, how they're doing so far.
All right, so you make the same traversal up and you see, you kind of catch the end of what Jasper just said as he's talking to Richard as they're both standing, looking out into the ocean there.
Good evening, fellas.
Evening, sister.
Good evening.
What a beautiful night, isn't it?
Indeed.
You seem more relaxed this night.
I suppose it's the waning moon. It sort of quells my anger a bit for a while, and then it's gonna start all over again. So, what have you been talking about?
Just that we need to remember that restraint is necessary at times.
I agree. Unfortunately, in this ship, the drivers are not expandable, and thus we have to make sure nothing happens to them.
Exactly, yes, and as a result, I am somewhat concerned about Coyote, and though I find it hard to believe that he's could change so much, Mitch is just they seem a bit more aggressive of late.
Yes, they are, and we'll have to deal with that, but we'll have to deal with that after we kill those sons of bitches there. But it is something that I know must be addressed, otherwise we might lose them forever. And that is not something I'm willing to do.
Same goes for me, dude, sister. Now,
so, what about that stop we were talking about?
I'm not sure. I don't know in the Spanish to ask the driver how soon we are to arrive at the first stop.
I suppose we'll wait for Midge then.
Nothing brings me pleasure more than hearing Cora say "son of a bitches." I like, I love that, man. I was like, oh, son of a bitches, son of a bitches. That's awesome to hear, man. Awesomeness. So, Mitch, your eyes snap open. You are by yourself in this room. Go ahead, scene's on you.
Mitch will sit up, and he'll make some groggy old man noises for a few minutes.
Goddamn son of a bitch, gotta get up, fucking. Oh. Go ahead.
Yep. He'll stretch a little bit. He'll adjust his clothes, make himself look a little more presentable, and then he'll head up to the deck.
Quick question: is his Rosemary Hail Marys thing a thing of the past now? Did he let that go?
Oh yes.
Interesting. As you head upstairs, you see the three are talking on the deck at the moment, and they're staring out into the ocean. I've already described it, but as you say, Cora, like, oh, we're gonna have to wait and see what, you know what I mean? Mitch says, of course, the door opens up, and Mitch is standing there. Go ahead, scene's on you guys.
Mitch will take a deep breath of the ocean air. He'll cough a little bit, and then he'll shuffle on over to the driver, or should I say the captain?
I guess the captain, yeah. I guess the captain, El Capitante, or whatever. As you walk along, because this is like literally right there next to the cabin, you know what I mean? And you see the cabin, and you open the door, and you see that the old man is like kind of sitting on a bench, and you see the dad of the little kid is sitting there on the wheel, you know what I mean? And you see like there's a little table with like a old school compass, you know what I mean, with the pencil, and there's like a map there, and you see them talking in Spanish, and as you walk in, you hear the dad say, yeah, there's a villages right up. You hear the captain say, yeah, the village before Herosia is where we're gonna stop at. It's I say we change course direction, and then as the door opens up, you're standing there. You see the guy look at you, and he nods his head, the dad, and he's like, hey, we're just perfect timing. We're gonna probably be in an hour, be stopping at another little village to fuel up, where you guys can stop out and stretch your legs and maybe grab some dinner. There's a kind of a bar that serves food there if you would like. We'll be there in about, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour. We just changed course, matter of fact. So, how did you guys sleep? Did you sleep all right?
Gracias, senor. Yes. We
slept
fine.
like the dead.
Oh, you don't hear any of that. It's just Mitch talking in Spanish. You don't.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Like yeah. So, but Cora's one-liners again are fucking awesome. Sons of bitches. where was I? Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, you guys must have been tired. You've been sleeping all day. He's like, but we didn't want to disturb you as per our agreement. He's like, but yeah, we just changed course. He's like, if you excuse me real quick, I gotta go handle, my business, and he kind of smiles and take a piss, and he like walks past you. As he walks past you out, you're still standing in the cabin, with this old man with this cane, and you kind of see the old man, like, he's kind of like, looks towards you, he's like, you got a pretty good accent for a Texan.
Mitch will look at the old man. Thanks. I'm glad to know that I fit in fairly well. How long have you been doing this?
If you call what I'm doing this, I don't know, a few years now. I consider doing this being a hindrance to my boy.
What is it that you're doing exactly?
I don't know. Being taken care of? Does it look like I do much here? I fucking think not. My boy owns his boat, takes care of his boy, and I'm kind of guess along for the ride here.
I know the feeling. You miss those younger days when everything still worked?
Yeah, when I helped out, and I don't know, my boy's wife died in childbirth, so his whole life it seems like he's been taking care of that young one. I'm sure you saw. And he thought that buying this boat would be an easy way to take a living and maybe teach his boy some responsibility. It ain't been easy though. I'm sure not the boat type. I'm not too keen on being stuck in the middle of water like this.
Fair enough. Still, beats being on the back of a horse sometimes, I guess.
I miss being back on the back of the horse. To be honest with you, that's when I felt like I was in control to do something. Yeah.
What did you do when you were younger?
I was a lawman.
Bet you got some great stories from that.
Stories don't stop my bones from aching, or stop me from getting up every 20 minutes to pee.
It happens.
Doesn't give me my sight back either.
I got an old family remedy that might help with some of that.
Don't take this the wrong way, stranger. Something about you just feels off.
I get that a lot. You got any tequila on board?
Yeah, we do downstairs. But why don't you sit down real quick? I'm not quite sure yet you're the type I'm willing to share a drink with.
Mitch will take a seat. Give the old man as friendly a look as he can manage.
Yeah, the guy can't see you anyways. He's like literally like blind, you know what I mean?
Okay.
What's your story?
Can Mitch tell that he's blind?
Oh, yeah. I said his eyes were like milky because of like cataracts and shit, you know what I mean?
Okay,
saw that when he came. Like I described like the scene when he was listening to the ocean and when he heard you guys walking up, he like changed his ear. You know what I mean? To like listen because he's used to only expecting to hear one set of footsteps from his grandson rather than, from you and Cora too, so.
Yeah, but unless it's like really, really obvious, Mitch probably wouldn't notice. So I was just making sure.
I would say that yeah, no worries. Yeah, I would just say you've noticed though. You would have just seen him there, but it's neither here nor there. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Mitch will take a deep breath, light a cigarette. In my younger days, I was a soldier. Saw a lot of stuff that stuck with me. After I retired, I became a rancher. And things did not go so well there, but I managed. Now I'm old, and I'm trying to live out the dreams I had when I was younger. I got myself a second chance, and I want to make the best of it.
I hear the soldier in your voice.
Yeah.
I hear the soldier in your voice. I do. I hear something else in your voice, too.
What's that?
I hear a man full of rage.
Yeah. A lot of that comes from the soldiering.
You see for a second, like, takes out a handkerchief and kind of like wipes his nose off, blows his nose, puts it back in his pocket.
I got a friend that can maybe help with your eyes. Great surgeon.
This is more a gift than a curse. This makes me appreciate my other senses, supposedly. Makes me pay more attention to things I ignored in my youth.
Oh, I know how that goes.
Listen, I'm going to be blunt. My boy needs the money, and he needs it for his boy. I don't know what you got my boy into. I don't agree with the decision he made to let you and your family on board, your companions. But I'll tell you this. I ask of you, from one soldiering type to another, from one lawman to another man, please do not cause harm to my family. Me, if you must, my life is expendable. I gave up on that a while ago. I just ask whatever you are doing and the people that are with you are doing, please put aside that rage for a second, listen to me, and please cause no harm to my son.
Well, friend, I will tell you this. Your boy and your grandson do right by us. Y'all will end up in pretty good shape. And ain't no harm gonna come your way.
Thank you.
Now about that drink.
You see him smile. I'll give you the bottle, but I don't drink with the devil. You see him get up for a second with his cane. He like walks his way past you, and kind of opens the door, and leaves. And you guys see this old man kind of like walk out the cabin. You kind of heard him and Mitch speaking in this language that obviously Spanish, but you guys didn't know what he was saying. As the old man kind of walks around. Scenes on you guys. Go ahead.
Mitch will walk out of the cabin, and in English he'll look at his pack mates. Ain't no harm gonna come to that old man, you hear?
Oh, thank God you were suggested. I was about to
That's
approach the subject
Father.
to you.
What's going on?
I was just speaking to the others that as long as our trip will be, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but as of late, you and Coyote seem to have lost some of your restraint, and that has been a concern of mine.
Son, I ain't losing any restraint. I'm just getting more comfortable with what I am now.
Well, be that as it may, I know what I know, and I know what I fear. And right now I fear that hasty action will strand us somewhere. But if you say that you have this under control, I will believe you, sir.
You got a good point. Hasty action will strand us. But there ain't a boat or a truck that we can't steal if we need to get back.
I'll go make sure Coyote understands.
Before you go down there, Cora, we're going to be coming up on a village soon. So if anybody's a little peckish, might be a good time to sneak off, but we got to do it all quiet like.
You see Jasper noticeably just relaxes, like, oh, thank you. I was worried for a moment there.
Yeah, you notice Jasper's a little tense, like when he's talking to you guys, obviously, but you more tense than normal, I would say. But go ahead, continue on. Sorry.
You feeling a little hollow there, Jasper?
Yes, I've been too busy of late trying to make sure that we all know that remember restraint. I forgot to mind my own health. I was worried for a moment there that our journey would take longer and I would lose my own restraint.
We got ways around that if it becomes much of a threat, but for right now, let's try to hold off until we hit that village.
Very well.
I still ain't decided about the boy and his dad, though. So if need be, they can be an emergency reserve.
The old man's like, forget about me, just make sure my boy and my grandson's safe, and you come out and you're like, don't kill the old man, but I don't know about the two. It's like, you did like the complete opposite. He's like, all right, go ahead, though.
Mitch likes the old man.
Yeah.
I know. Well, you are a vampire, and vampires are fucking vampires, and you're like, I'm gonna do what I want, not what you want. You know what I mean? But all right, cool. Yeah.
He doesn't know about the other two yet. Plus, the other two can see. That's a big liability. The old man's blind.
Yeah, but the old man, unlike the other two, probably sense more off with you than you know what I mean than the others, because they just see money, that they're.
That's all right. He's too weak to argue.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. He's just like, I gotta go use the bathroom again. It's been 20 minutes. No, but so as you guys are sitting there talking, there's about 40 minutes till the boat is going to get to the dock, to this village where they're going to. Is there anything else you guys want to role play out before we get to there, or is there we can fast forward? It's your call.
Mitch will just keep an eye on the boy and his dad as they go about their business on deck. He'll try to get a sense of how to control the boat should it come to that.
Yeah, maybe a higher difficulty, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll say that you're like paying attention to it right now. I won't make you roll anything until like the time actually comes. Now I can't guarantee it's going to be a doable roll, you know what I mean? But we'll say that you're trying to pay attention to it right now as you speak. So,
yeah. Well, intelligence plus drive for me is 5 dice. So.
Okay. And then always willpower, I guess. Come on, why will you to work? You know what I mean? Brings up a good point. I wanted to say that you guys all regained 1 willpower point from just kind of being like on this mellow boat and not being, you know what I mean? Just like, and the traveling, you know what I mean? So go ahead and mark 1 willpower back on your sheets. So as the boat eventually slowly, you kind of start seeing like you hear the motor like slow down a little bit, and you feel like the rise getting just a little choppier, you know what I mean? As you come along, and you can kind of see like, a couple lanterns that are on like these wooden poles that are on the side of the dock, you know what I mean, with hooks and everything, kind of like to guide. And you see like just through the dark, you know, you can kind of make out like some light that maybe look like it might be coming through a window. You know what I mean? It's really hard to make out distinctly, you know. And as this boat comes forward eventually to the dock, you see that like there's there's actually a couple more like smaller docks that are on the side to where like there's multiple boats, but obviously it's a small sleepy village. And the boat comes along the dock, and like the side of the boat has like tires on the side, and so does like the side of the dock to avoid, obviously, you know what I mean, like any kind of like structural damage when they roll up there. And you see that the dad and the son are like sitting there tying ropes, tying off. And you see that there's that this pier kind of leads down, and you can kind of see like the subtle signs of like a smaller village, right? You can see that there's definitely where the light was coming from looks like to be like some kind of old style saloon / you know what I mean, establishment, you know, a little bit, but it's not like anything you see in Juarez. More so, like something in a way like you'd see in a Western movie, kind of, you know what I mean? Like it was built like 60, 70 years ago, but it's just still standing there, you know? And you see like kind of looks like there might be like a barn further back or whatever, and you see kind of a couple little huts. And as the boat comes along there and ties off, you guys see the old man like walks up and puts his hand on his son's shoulder for a second and is like terse, and he kind of looks at you, Mitch, and he says in Spanish, he's like, "This isn't right. This isn't right." And you see like what? And you see like his son looking at him, and he's like, "This isn't right. It's too quiet. I don't hear anything. It's too quiet."
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of it which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play Podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the Duets tag to find out more.
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new by-night studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the 3rd Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal, to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the City of London, and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.